My name is Michael Gray, and I'm a member of the CISC Education and Research Council. Today, it is my pleasure on behalf of the Council to award the G.J. Jackson Fellowship. The Jackson Memorial Fellowship is given in honor of Mr. Jeffrey Jackson, a leader in the Canadian structural steel fabrication industry and the driving force in establishing the organization that is now the CISC Education and Research Council. This $25,000 fellowship is presented annually to a student pursuing a master's or doctoral degree at a Canadian university conducting research focused on steel structures. Past winners have gone on to make great contributions to our industry. This year, we received 8 tremendous applications from universities across the country. This year's recipient, I'm proud to announce, is Ms. Michelle Chien. She is pursuing a PhD degree in civil engineering at the University of Waterloo under the supervision of Professor Scott Walbridge, and her research is studying brittle fracture in steel bridge construction. As an aspiring bridge engineer, her research will lead to an increase in the Canadian level of expertise in modeling brittle fracture, with the ultimate goal of making Canadian steel bridges safer. Michelle is very active in extracurricular activities and quite passionate about her work in the steel industry as a whole. I am pleased that the G.J. Jackson Fellowship will support your endeavors, Michelle. I know that you will be a tremendous addition to the Canadian steel industry.
Thank you, Mr. Gray. It's an honor to be the recipient of this year's G.J. Jackson Memorial Fellowship. First of all, I would like to thank the CISC and the donors for sponsoring the fellowship and for supporting steel research in Canada. I would also like to thank the Adjudication Committee for recognizing my project. Every year, I know that there are highly qualified candidates who are all very deserving of this award that applied, and to be considered and selected among all these candidates is a tremendous privilege. So I sincerely hope that my research and my future endeavors afterwards will continue to be valuable towards the Canadian steel industry. I would like to thank my supervisor, Scott Walbridge in Waterloo, for his support and his technical guidance throughout my research, and for his encouragement to me to pursue doctoral studies. I would also like to thank Professor Bertram Kuhn in Germany for his collaboration on this project, and to all of the researchers who have inspired me and motivated me along this journey. Now I'd like to take a few moments to briefly share an overview of the research that this fellowship is supporting. My project looks at assessing brittle fracture risk in steel bridges, and more specifically looking at the reliability level of the brittle fracture provisions in CSA S6 under a probabilistic fracture mechanics framework. And the goal is to improve the Canadian provisions from a safety and economic perspective. From this, we hope to identify areas of possible refinement in our existing provisions. And over on the right side of this slide is a picture of one of the crack configurations that I'm looking at with the probabilistic analysis. It's a semi-elliptical crack, shown in red, perpendicular to the direction of the load. One of the current tasks involves looking at developing new design tables for pedestrian bridges or cases with different strain rates. And some of the future steps for my project include considering some time-dependent effects with traffic and temperature fluctuating over time. And then later on, considering the effects of competing ductile and brittle fracture, such as the 2 failure mechanisms happening simultaneously. Thank you for your time, and once again, I would like to thank the CISC for this fellowship.
Congratulations on your award, Michelle, and welcome to the Canadian steel industry.